The call to order our Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. Roll call.
Chris Castillo.
Here.
Carrie Friend.
Here.
Daniel Pewitt.
Here.
Gretchen Ross.
Here.
And Peter Schuler.
Here.
All are present.
1.2, approval of the agenda.
Staff recommends approval of the agenda.
I make a motion that we approve tonight's agenda.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Trustee Schuler.
Aye.
Trustee Pewitt.
Aye.
Trustee Castillo.
Aye.
Trustee Ross.
Aye.
And Trustee Friend.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
1.3, ASB.
So today we have a little change in our agenda. I mean, than our typical agenda because we have some students who are going to present prior to us going into closed session. As many of you know, we've done a lot of changes within our middle school schedules to make the classes more engaging, kind of switch up the schedule, make sure our smallness doesn't ever inhibit children's experiences and that they leave us ready to be successful in high school and beyond. So one of those changes is last year we added the enrichment and intervention period. It's a 24-minute period in which students can have intervention in math or study skills, or have an enrichment opportunity, which is typically leadership or something else that rotates through. Community service was one last year. We worked on History Day projects. And this year we launched Shark Tank, which is exactly as it sounds, through the wonderful leadership of our new history teacher, John Stevens, who's here today. Mr. Stevens, yes. He's also, by the way, the educator of the month in his second month of employment here. So congratulations on that as well. Just, checking all the boxes in month 2. And his partnership with Eric Schofield, they had the first 6-week Shark Tank. So the children who were participating in this went through 6 weeks of developing as a team a new concept to pitch to the Sharks and see who would win. And so tonight we have our winning team from the first 6 weeks out of all the other teams. We are having lunch tomorrow, by the way. So we're treating them to a lunch as well as the second place team. And they are also getting candy counter gift certificates. That's their payment from the Sharks. We did have community representatives, both Susan Matthias and then Monica from Guild participated as the Sharks along with myself. So without further ado, if I could have the Sharks take the podium, and do we have your presentation by chance? No. Okay, but you have it on. Oh, I was going to say you could email it. Do you want to? Yeah. We will get it all queued up. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves, and then I will have you email that. Let me get you the email. It's not going to sound like it's on, but it's on, especially for the recording. And then why don't you start by introducing yourself and who's with you tonight? And by then we will have you all queued up.
Hello, I'm Luca Fritchie, and
I'm Maddie Madonna.
And there's 2 other people in our group that weren't able to make it today. Maceo Perkin and Kaleo de Simone. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's my and there's my sister and my brother there. And then that's my dad and Shay, his girlfriend. Maddie, oh yeah, I didn't see it over there.
There's my 2 brothers and my mom.
What happened to mom? And mom dropped off. Okay. And just a moment, tell them what you liked about Shark Tank as a class, and then we'll get ready to do your presentation.
Shark Tank was it was cool that we got to do something different than last year's. it was fun that we got to like design our own product. That was kind of cool. And we originally we really hated the groups. And it was really sad, but then they got changed around a little bit and it was a lot better. And but we it ended up working out really good and yeah.
No.
How many groups were there? How many teams?
5.
Four, 5?
5.
Yeah, it was really funny, actually. The first day I went in, Mr. Stevens had made the tough decision to have assign the groups instead of with your friends for productivity reasons, and then also just stretching people to work with other groups of people. And it was like silent and all these angry faces and all of them like, we want to tell you something. And then fast forward, they do these amazing group presentations with people they never would have selected in a group because there's mixed grade levels and interests, and it was wonderful. All right. He's blocked like one of our kids. He's a great employee, but we just don't trust him on email yet. No. Just kidding. Just joking. Okay. You're probably gonna have to gain permission as soon as he opens it up. I just sent it to you.
So what was the score of the football game? No.
It's still going right now.
Airplane man. Let's go airplane.
And wait, how are we? You just get to click like next.
Who'd you guys play?
Sloka.
Without further ado, please present your pitch to your news sharks.
Oh, cool.
That way you can share the link with their other family members who aren't here. Okay.
A microchip tracker alarm. Made by Luca Fricci, Maceo Perkin, Caleo de Simone.
And Maddie Madonna. Micro marketing basics. Micro is a helpful product that is useful for everyday life. It is useful for anyone who feels like they constantly misplace their items. It is life-changing for cluttered families. Micro solves the problem of losing your item that you use often, such as a remote, wallet, phone, etc. You won't ever have to worry about losing items again.
Similar products are Tiles, a Bluetooth tracker that you can find on Target, Walmart, and many other online stores. The Tile tracker also sticks with a magnet, and Apple AirTags, a water-resistant tracker that is synced with the Apple Find My app, and it is roughly a square inch and a half rounded. Prices, Tile, their tracker is a price range from $15 to $30. AirTags, when sold at Walmart, AirTags are $24. When sold straight from Apple, they're $35.21. And Micro will be sold singularly for $12, and a 3-pack will be sold for $32. About Micro. Micro has a flash setting on top of it that you can use if you lose it at night. It has a customizable alarm that will there's like an app that it'll have a QR code on it, and then you can download the app from the QR code. It's free, and you on the app when you lose it, then you could click alarm or flash, and then it will do that, and then that's how you could find it. It will also be connected with Bluetooth. And yeah, the app with the QR code, and it'll be sold on Amazon or from our website.
That's cool.
Micro business planning funding. We are asking for $250,000 for 10% of our company. Micro is estimated at having a $1.15 million value after five years.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, are there any questions from the sharks? That you can ask really difficult questions. They are ready for it. I have,
How do you activate it?
It will be on the app. You can like it'll always be tracking it if you want to give it your like location. But if you want to activate the alarm or flash setting, you go to the app. And then you would click like flash or alarm, and then that's how you would activate those. But it'll like always be like synced up.
where will these be manufactured?
They will be manufactured in
In a foreign country or the United States?
a foreign country.
Why would you select that?
Because for cheaper labor and more like warehouse space.
Okay.
And is this something that's always charged or do you need to recharge it?
You have to it has I think a 3-year or 5-year battery, and then you'd have to get a new one.
Okay.
Great.
So it's not like if does it let me know when it's dying? Because in my cluttered house, it'll probably be under a pile of
Yeah.
a bunch of files and bills that need to be paid.
There would be like an alarm on the app. It'll like send you a notification.
Okay.
Nice. Would you guys take 250,000 for 15% of your company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you would.
That's
Okay.
So
I-
I'm gonna attach this, like, say, one of your examples was the remote. How do you attach it to something?
Oh.
So it doesn't have that on that, but there would be a plastic seal with like a sticky substance on it, and you'd peel it off and stick it. And then once you stick it in the package, it'll come with like a blue light, and you'll shine it on that, and it'll like harden it to stick it on there, and then to take it off if you like ever need to before it's like or after it's done working. To take it off, then you spray on this like chemical thing, and that will help it get off. And we're gonna have like some scientists to like hire them and figure out how to do that for us.
So
That's
what if
great.
what if I have my remote and darn it, I buy a new TV, so that remote's gone? Can I take it off and you're gonna give me some more gooey, whatever it is, to put on a new one?
Yeah, there you could on our website you could buy like with the thingy.
Accessories or.
You could buy more if you get like if you're using like a lot of them, you could like the spray and like the UV would like never really run out, but the spray once that runs out, you could like replenish that, or you could get like more sticky seals on there too.
That's cool.
That's great.
Do you have any sales as of today?
No.
So how are you doing your value after 5 years?
It's estimated based off of the like other
Tiles
off of
your
app.
tiles.
Yeah, but like kind of on the lower side because like Apple, it's more like tiles, I guess, because like Apple already was like a popular company.
Oh, that makes sense. So you projected this growth based on tiles versus Apple.
Yeah.
Kind of both of them, but more like on the lower side of it.
That makes sense. What do you think of our pitch that we have here, guys? Pretty awesome, huh?
Like them in bright orange because even if it's flashing at night during the day.
Yeah. We have 3 colors. There's like a marbled kind of white, and then there's like a more bluish gray, and then like just a normal gray. But we would like, if like once our product grows, we could make it have more colors too.
Great.
Or like a glow in the dark one, so it would always be like that.
Would you
All
take
right.
300,000 for 50% of your company?
Why not?
Way to go, Maddie. Really nice job, you guys.
Oh, thank you. Oh, class.
I know, isn't it great? Oh, yes. These are very valuable prototypes, so. Yeah.
Thank you for showing. us.
That's cool. That's cool.
I will see you guys at lunch tomorrow.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I was a little confused. I was thinking, is this real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a group that was close to their presentation, but the prototype just brought it over the edge. Yeah,
Neat.
they were all great though, really.
Need a tracker.
No, we're coming out. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
All right, 1.4, public comment for closed session items. This being that there's nobody here, we will move on. All right, closed session. We are closing open and going into. All right, we'll reconvene open session. 3.1, Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know. Every time I think it's my head.
3.2, report on closed session agenda item.
The board unanimously approved the personnel document.
All right, public input, 4.1, correspondence.
There is no correspondence to report.
Okay, 4.2, public comment. At this point in the agenda, the board welcomes comments on matters of district interest. Is there anybody from the public that would like to make a comment at this time? Seeing none, we will move on. Item 5.1, regular meeting minutes of September 10th, 2025.
Staff recommends approval.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? Trustee Schuler,
Aye.
trustee Pewitt,
Aye.
trustee Castillo,
Aye.
trustee Ross,
Aye.
trustee Friend.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
5.2, study session minutes of September 29th, 2025.
Staff recommends approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Any further discussion? Trustee Pewitt,
Aye.
trustee Castillo,
Aye.
trustee Ross,
Aye.
trustee Friend,
Aye.
and trustee Schuler.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, presentation 6.1, teacher presentation.
So tonight we have the honor of having Miss Megan DeVos here. Megan is our theater teacher. She has worked with us since January 2023. In her tenure here, she has directed Charlotte's Web, 101 Dalmatians, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Sideways Stories of Wayside School, and Alice in Wonderland. She has also ran a very successful and very popular jewelry elective, and has done an amazing collaboration with Eric Schofield, our longtime art teacher, to help with bringing in more career-based art and doing set design and production for all of the plays in which I just listed. And lastly, she has taken on our leadership program, partnered with Mr. Way, and done a phenomenal job. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Megan DeVos.
Awesome.
Substitute for the first time the other day. All I could think was, oh my gosh, she's gonna go to the office and tell them like how rad my job is. So this season for drama, we are doing a production of Big Bad. It is a courtroom drama. It is the trial of the Big Bad Wolf. He is being sued by Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs and the Boy Who Cried Wolf. And it's hilarious, of course. We have a lot of familiar characters in the courtroom. You'll see the evil stepmother from Cinderella and Cinderella's fairy godmother, Little Miss Muffet, Little Ghost Keith, just to name a few. No singing and dancing in this production. I chose it because the eighth grade class, well, seventh and eighth grade actors this year are just phenomenal. They have such a capacity to well, they excel in their athletics and they excel in their schoolwork, and then they can come to drama and they can memorize and in lines and do it really, really well. So I was able to push them into kind of like a project that I really wanted to work on, because
Nice.
they can really sink their teeth into it, and I'm really pushing them as actors, it feels like, and I'm really proud of them. So that'll be in November. It's a fun show. The audience actually is the jury, so in lieu of programs, you'll receive jury summons to the theater. And there are 3 alternate endings. So based on what the jury decides, you will either find the wolf guilty or not guilty, or have a hung jury. So it's pretty
That's
exciting
cool.
for the audience too. In elementary drama, inclusion is a big theme this year. We're doing a lot of work in small groups. It reminded me when Lucas said earlier, like, I didn't like our group at first, and how hard that is to work with peers in your classroom who sometimes you don't get along with or you don't share interests. I'm assigning groups a lot more often and putting them to work. So every single student in 3rd grade and up is getting an experience to be a director, a writer, an actor, and they're all rotating through the roles and they're doing super, super well with it. They're working on in basically like 3-week sessions. So for 3 weeks, Lincoln will direct a play and he'll cast it and he'll tell everybody what it's about and we'll work together to write it. So it's been really fun. And then in the younger grades, I get to do TK and kinder and 1st and 2nd too, and they are still working like collaboratively but in bigger groups as well. This spring for drama, we'll be doing a big production of Beauty and the Beast. It will be a musical. We're so excited about that. And I'll of course do my very popular jewelry class. I think that's coming up next, and again at the end of the year. I'm a metalsmith, so I have I get to share that with the kids. And when I'm not at school, I teach metalsmithing to adults, and I always tell everyone it is so much fun and so much easier to teach the kids the metalsmithing because they are fearless and they jump right into it and they get their hands sturdy and they don't think about the price of silver and they don't think about, the different elements going into it. They're so brave and they make really cool stuff too. ASB is my other realm and we've had a killer year so far. Thank you. Some of you were at our car wash.
That's cool.
We raised like $900 that day. And now we're doing concessions at all of our home games, which is new, but it's kind of like just buffering our bank account because we do spend money on things like Red Ribbon Week, which is coming up. We do dress up days, and then we do lunchtime activities as alternatives to like being, alternate ways to have fun instead of doing drugs. So we have some crazy zany games for them planned, and then they'll win prizes, which are all kind of revolving around the Red Ribbon theme. We have our first dance coming up on October 24th. It will be a haunted masquerade. The kids will either be wearing costumes or they'll dress in dance dresses, but we'll have a photo booth with the masquerade masks they can hold up and everything. We're hoping to have our very favorite DJ return on the 24th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a commitment.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
Yes.
I feel like that was a commitment. Yeah,
It's recorded.
it's in the notes.
Yeah, so really successful year for the ASB as well. I think that's about it. Does anyone have questions?
Where do you teach your jewelry classes?
I have a store in Los Osos called Maria. It's a gallery of local artists, and I have a small studio in the back. So it's right next to the High Street Deli. You can go have a sandwich and then come make beautiful jewelry.
I thought the High Street Deli was San Luis.
There's just one now.
I did not know that.
Is it cheap?
All right, thanks, Megan.
Is the date set for the play in November?
Yeah, November 7th and 8th. And it's gonna be a crazy week for those kids because I know that our volleyball team is gonna go to the championships.
They are undefeated right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for that, and they're gonna do it all. They can.
Yep.
They're so superior. All right, so I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Megan. It's, oh, it is on the
It did.
agenda. Yeah. No? Okay. No?
All right, item 6.2, PTA.
Should you-
No.
Okay.
Hi, this is Megan. Sorry I couldn't be there in person tonight. I'm single parenting this evening. So, but update for PTA, our fall carnival is going to be Saturday, October 25th, 3 p.m. At the school. We're really excited about it. It's all coming together. We're going to have we have a parent who has a giant cauldron who's going to make chili as our food. So we're going to have chili bowls and apple cider floats, cotton candy and hot dogs and all the sugar you could probably dream of. We're keeping our cakewalk, which is a very famous event, and we're going to have a costume parade. And then we've asked each of the classes as their class project to come up with a theme and construct a scarecrow, so we can have our very own little Cayuga Scarecrow Festival outside of each of the classrooms. And we plan to auction those off as just a small fundraiser since we're not doing the silent auction at this event this year. So we're very excited about that. I just now realized when other Megan was speaking that the middle school dance is the night before, so it really will be a crazy weekend for those kids. But any questions about the carnival?
Questions about the carnival?
What happened to the silent auction?
Were
Well,
you able to? Oh, you heard Megan?
Yeah, we've moved the silent auction to the spring gala.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
Section 7, any further discussion, 7.1, board member. Hey, went to the car wash, that was a lot of fun, the kids were having a blast, it was amazing how they had, you were here, then you were hosed off, then moved a little bit more, scrubbed off, a little bit more, rinsed off, around the corner, dried off. It was amazing how they all had it, figured out. I went to the CCAC meeting, representative just gave a report. And one of the things that we learned at Coast to Coast is it's great to meet with your legislators, but it's also to keep that relationship going. And so I invited Salud Carvajal to actually come to a graduation at work or work at CMC. He can't make it. But I said, I also met you at Coast to Coast, but if you can come, would you like to come to Cayuga? So he can't, but a representative from his office may be coming for Red Ribbon Week. So it's just things along the lines of, it's like with Coast to Coast, we need to try to be better at inviting them and we have things going on. So the goal would be from like what CSBA said, oh, we're gonna vote on education. Hey, what would they think? Give us a file. So try to, maybe if we could, get them out here more and see. So I invited them, so we'll see if that happens.
That's great, thank you. They were also invited to the ribbon cutting. So
Oh,
that's
no, I
good.
didn't
They
know
got
that.
a
Oh,
ribbon
nice.
cutting. They got invited in September and October.
Oh, nice.
We'll keep it going.
Right.
I did attend the safety meeting and there's a lot of discussion about the chairs that we're sitting on and the safety about moving them around and let's see. So I can't remember what else we discussed.
Fire extinguisher.
Oh, the fire extinguishers, yeah, the fire extinguisher training will be happening again, it's been a couple of years, and then we also talked about getting fire suppression blankets in different classrooms and because they are actually a lot easier to use than fire extinguisher. So I think it's meeting in Mr. Way's classroom is his decision. So
Yes, because the Bunsen burners and flame inside.
So not every classroom.
Well,
Exactly, I'm some of the store.
Well, we are gonna actually get, Martin's gonna order you can order a 4-pack that was reasonably priced, and then we're gonna see. What that looks like, how to store it, all of that, and then decide, cause they were weirdly inexpensive, so we kind of wanted to see, it almost felt like they might be Barbie size, but we'll see.
They are, they do come Barbie size, they're very small and take them out and just throw it over and extinguish them.
Well, even bigger than Barbie sense.
No, that's just a little package, but when you take them out, you
Yes,
like fold
they're
them.
bigger,
Oh,
yeah.
Are they one use?
Yes, yeah.
So, anyways, that's all I have to report.
See, I was here for the board self-evaluation. I ate pizza.
And
And we canceled the meeting.
Tabled it.
Tabled.
I was at the car wash, so I was very impressed with the efficiency
And how much fun they had.
and how much fun they had. And girls volleyball team, field, amazing, doing great.
They are really doing great. They're coming together as this amazing team that, I don't know, like when you see them as individuals and their volleyball skills, you might not project that they would be an undefeated team, but they truly play together. It's a great team.
And seeing how they react when some go well, people about their positive attitude, don't support each other.
Who do they play?
They play San Miguel, Almond Acres Charter School from out of Paso Robles, Sloka, which is a charter school.
Basketball academy. right?
Uh-huh. Basketball Academy, yep. They play Cambria or San Lucia, and they play
Coaching Christian.
Coastal Christian. Thanks. Yeah.
Where's Coastal Christian?
It's in
The AG?
That's the hardest. I have nothing to report.
Next, 7.2, superintendent's report.
So, I just really quickly before we play the really fun videos that we have, they're very short, but they give a summary of Rock Your School. As we talked about last meeting, we did Rock Your School. The whole point of Rock Your School is to really blow the minds of kids and get them so enthusiastic about learning. Their infectious behavior and enthusiasm really makes teachers feel that same kind of enthusiasm. It's a perfect time of year for it. School starts, we're all excited and pumped, and then you have this little lull that happens in October. It also happens in March. It's like this double humped camel. And then all of a sudden it's November, and then there's fall break, and then wow, winter, but there's these 2 lull months that happen. That's usually where you see more absenteeism for teachers nationally, and you also see higher incidence of discipline nationally in those 2 months. So this is really nicely planned to have at that time. But before I talk about that, I did want to make sure the board is aware that on November 6th through the 8th, which is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll be at AXA's, the State Leadership Organization, the conference summit. The $800 fee that normally is the registration fee is waived because I'm the AXA president for this area. So the district is only paying half of the room and travel. Where is this? San Francisco. So I am so bummed about that. Yes, I know. So I will not be there on those days. So I just wanted to let you know. And then better than anything, the Rock Your School, this will be a quick little summary of what we did. Do you need the lights off? Or? Okay.
Is this what you sent us?
Did I send you this picture?
so.
Or the short one? There's a short one too.
Probably that.
With the drum line? I don't.
This is as big as it's going, Jen.
Huh?
This is as big as it's gonna go. Okay.
We are so excited for Rock Your School 2026. Our teachers and parents have gone way over the top to make learning fun and exploratory in all our STEAM rooms. We hope you enjoy it. Let's go, Falcons. We will rock you.
You got your face, your all over the place, singing. You're a young man, high man, shining in the sea, gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on the big disgrace, waving your arms.
All right, so if you're intrigued by that, there's a summary in the community newsletter in the kind of center brown box that describes each classroom and the theme they had. And what it was is not only just a decorative theme, every lesson they were teaching that day was modified then to be Harry Potter style or Target shopping. So all the math lesson was Target shopping, and you noticed they had the amazing like Target like workers name tags, all the things. And they really all day long, the kids were like, I can't believe the teachers did this for us. They were grateful, they were kind, and it was quite enthusiastic. We ended the week with the Morobe drumline coming and performing at our assembly. They were absolutely fantastic. They answered questions from the kids and just this great inspiration. So anytime you can have high school kind of role modeling in a way that's outside of the box, not just athletics of going to, and I love athletics, but something different. The drumline was great. So overall, we just thank the parents and the teachers and all the staff members who put in additional time to make this really special occasion. And the encouragement is that you also see the learning and excitement, and it kind of encourages you to do special projects like that, because the wow factor matters, and kids don't ever forget, like, oh my gosh, remember when our room transformed into an escape room in history class or whatever it may be. Lastly, on the calendar or on the newsletter in front of you, there's some key dates. This Monday is no school for students. Currently is a professional development day, although we'll discuss that later in the agenda. But another big event that's coming up is Farmers Market. And Farmers Market is an annual event in which Becky Marquez does just a beautiful job organizing vendors that come in, local farmers, plus the college, and they teach the kids about healthy vegetables, maybe honey farming, and all these different opportunities. And they actually, every kiddo gets to leave with a bag of vegetables. Some of them don't get very far with it, they just eat them right there, like raw bell peppers. It's just fantastic. You'll see that open gym is starting next week. We have open gym twice in October, the 15th And then also the 22nd from 5 to 7. And we're looking at half the gym having volleyball and the other half having basketball. So then we'll kind of play it by ear depending on the interest from there, but we'll make sure we re-advertise to our families and community that that's coming. And I think that's about it. Everyone else kind of covered where we were at for everything else. So that is our report.
7.3 Wellness and Safety Committee.
So annually, we present to the board that we do have a wellness committee and we have a safety committee. Gretchen is part of the safety committee as a board representative. She knows we meet religiously once a month. And we are the safest little beach school. We won the award for the entire county last year as safety committee of the year. I'm hoping that we get it 2 years in a row, but I don't think they ever do that, but that's my goal. Shocking, but our wellness committee meets 4 times a year. They're in charge of our nutrition policy. We discuss how we can really, for both staff and students, promote wellness in the sense of healthy activities. And the first one of the year for staff is Lunchtober, which staff is challenged to do 30 lunches a day in October to just keep moving and not have that full sedentary lifestyle. So that's just a staff one. Yeah, Lunchtober. Is that right? Right? Okay. So that's what we'll be doing. You won't even recognize us. We'll all be so fit the next time you see us. And that's it on both of those, just information items.
Okay. 7.4 Board Self-Evaluation.
Okay. So as you guys know, board bylaw 9400 governs that the board should do an annual self-evaluation to look at their overall effectiveness as a board. After much discussion, we selected a tool. The tool is attached to this agenda item and is also included in your board packet. All board members completed filling out the tool in which they rank different areas. And really it's looking at a discussion for the board to areas that they would like to improve upon, discuss more, and move from there. The first area of the board's health evaluation was governance and policy. You'll notice on here, Mary compiled the scores from all board members. So you'll see that's where you see 5, 3, 5, 4, and 5. This is not golf score. The higher score wins on this. And there's 2 different areas that kind of were driving questions, and Mary recorded all the responses submitted by the boards in those different areas. So we can proceed any way you would like with this. This was a tabled item from the study session. And we have all our board members here to proceed if you would like.
I'm not sure how to proceed, so somebody wants to. As I said before, I wasn't a fan of this tool, so I would prefer if somebody else would lead this discussion because I don't really have many positive things to say about it.
Is that because of the tool or because of the board in itself?
Both. I don't think the tool is impactful in helping us. If you look at what we're supposed to be doing, following evaluation, the board shall set goals and define and refine protocols, establish priorities. To also, I just don't think that this tool allows us to do that. I would, as I've said before, would like CSBA to come in and help us because on our own, I feel like we're just kind of floundering. It's like, okay, it says this, but what does that mean?
You mean we're floundering as a
Following-
board, or are we floundering following this?
I think we're floundering doing an evaluation.
An evaluation, okay.
Bottom line, I think as a discussion, I think that we talked about before would be good. I think we work well together as a board. So having a discussion like this maybe is better than filling out.
Well, I'm looking at governance and policy. We have, a 3 and a 4 on the one and 3 5s. And I'm just wondering, is there any way for us to improve it as a board in governance and policy? I think we do well at that. I wrote in here that I would like to have an audit done. By CSBA, just to look at our policies, because I'm not gonna go in and read everything, and I don't have the knowledge necessarily to know that everything is up to date. I just think, and I think a large part of our job is to make sure that we are in compliance, and,
So you think about audit, is that a different section?
down here, let's see. I would like to have an audit done through the CSBA, make sure that our board policies are, I just wrote that in. I don't, last time I talked with somebody at the CSBA, they said usually a cursory audit is about $500, they thought, but I don't know how much that would be, and it's something I think as a board, I think it would just benefit the school as a whole. It was done 7 years ago.
Every time.
Yeah. 7 years is, there's a lot of changes in 7 years, and,
And I know they do send updates when there's major, like, law changes, but you're right, we haven't had.
but we can miss, I mean, I don't know how easily
Right.
it can be.
I'm
to be
agreeing
missed
with
or-
you.
Oh, okay, yeah, so.
Yeah, we can look into the recommended cycle of frequency on CSBA audits with board policy. That's not a problem at all.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's a great action from this section. Then maybe we'll be a 5 next time. But 4.5 is pretty strong.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so strategic planning, we're at 4.4 overall. Let's see. I'll be honest with you, it's been a couple weeks since I went through this.
The last time we discussed kind of where we were at with prioritization was about a year and a half ago. That's when we prioritized the new lower field play structure.
right. And the
Secondarily, the vehicle, which we are revisiting that after first interim this year to see with the adjustments and the new special ed staff, if we still have the appropriate funding to look forward on priority 2. Priority 3, and that was kindergarten play structure, and that was both from the parents as well as the board. You guys agreed with the prioritization of the parents who had filled out the survey. And then I think the slurry, like the blacktop, and really looking at the age of that was number 4. But that was kind of the last time we did that. I did want to suggest on this one, we do every year, Martin and I do what's called the FIT exam. It's a facilities inspection tool, which is an annual process we go through. And one of the areas, if we ever wanted, is I could let the board know when we go through that tool, if any of you wanted to be part of that process, so you can sort of get that overall feeling of what we look at and assess on facilities every year too. So I can give you guys a heads up of what that looks like. If you're able to join us in that time, I think it'd be nice to have at least a board representative on that.
That's cool.
Is that kind of an all day thing or?
No, I mean, in a large district it is, but in this one, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah, and we just go through basically the whole facility. There's a state form that we have to fill out that kind of leads us through the things we should be asking and assessing. There's a few things he assesses on his own, like I don't go on the roof and look at HVACs or anything like that, but he'll do those parts on it by himself. But then we'll go over all the measurements of the tool to see if there's any new needs or facility, and then we bring the fit with the school site plan in February.
You're not going on the roof again this year?
I am, but that would be only in costume. Yeah, it's not. The kids get so confused. I was like, what is that confusing? I just have sunglasses on and a hat, but they're like, yes, I've been eyeing new peaks to crawl on very safely though, as a safety member. Yeah.
You don't wear open-toed shoes when you go up there.
No, and I last year I didn't even wear my high-heeled boots. The first year I did, which was probably not the best call, but it looked the best with the outfit. All right, so I think that would be a great added, contribution from board members.
I guess I am. Okay, financial oversight, which we have an overall rating of 4.6. I don't know why we have a 3 here, but does the board ensure that the district's budget is aligned with its strategic priorities? Anybody have any comments?
I think we do a good job on the financial.
Does the board regularly review financial reports and audits?
Yeah, look at our audience. We got-
Oh, she's here every time. Thank you for staying for our meetings. Okay, so then board superintendent relations, we have an overall rating of 4.6.
There was a comment that got cut off here.
Yeah, that's me because I couldn't see while I was typing. I probably hit, delete or something like that, but I was really blind when I worked on this.
I think this is one of the areas that we do a good job at. I mean, we all do good, but like stellar job here.
I think so too. Community engagement, and does the board actively seek input from the community on important issues, and does the board communicate effectively with stakeholders? And we have a 4.8 on this one.
I mean, I was the first comment on here. I mean, of course, I want to hear from the public, but I'm not actively going out there seeking it. That's.
But I do think that as a group and individually, we are active in the community. I think it goes a long way. You go to bingo and you ask us to go to bingo with you. I mean, it may seem like a really little thing, but I think having, you're active in Rotary, you're active in PTA, and Pete is down at the wall pretty much every morning.
And that's where things happen. He gets a good
mean,
pulse there.
No, he does.
No, I'm serious too.
Yeah. And I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, but I guess that I'm not going out to people going, what do you think of the school? What do you think of the school?
No,
I'm
but
actively seeking.
A lot of parents feel free to just go kind of talk to you about it. Yeah.
Right, no, and that's fine, but like I said, and I'm fine with that too, but I guess I misinterpreted that because I'm so literal. I am not purposely going out saying, what do you think of the school?
Right, and I'm not either.
But I mean, people call me all the time and will say, hey, this and that, yes, and that's fine.
And people will ask me questions and I always send them to Jen.
Exactly, as we should.
Yeah, well, as we should, or I tell them to write a letter. No, I think we're doing a really good job in community engagement, and I think everyone.
I do too, and having been on the board for a while, it's much improved. And more parent input on surveys, CCAC meetings.
CCAC, they really like it.
Yeah, so I think it's,
Yeah,
doing what we need.
I know the community is extremely proud of this school, rightly so, and I think that each of us are great at getting out there and representing this district well. Even in a capacity that's not part of the job. Again,
Right.
Going to bingo,
The PTA gala, the
PTA
150 celebration. I mean, just being present in spaces and being accessible. Parents are very comfortable talking to you. Community members are comfortable talking to you. So I think it's great. Yep.
So board operations, are board meetings conducted efficiently and effectively? Yeah, and then does the board encourage open communication and respectful debate amongst its members? What, a little heated?
That's not mine.
And I know, I do know who has the last thing and additional comments to see the CSBA.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's a bad comment. I mean, sometimes when we had disagreements, it gets a little heated, but that's okay. Everyone remains professional and it's better to communicate those openly
Oh, no,
than to, bite our tongue and feel frustrated.
no, I agree. I agree. A little heated is.
No, but I feel like that means that we're all willing to say what we want to say, not like, I didn't want to say that. It's like we all have an equal voice, and if we want to share our opinions, that's fine. It's still.
Good job.
I still would like CSBA.
You did it, you guys.
Self high five.
So it kind of leads into, think about this because it will lead into, it's not an action item, it's just informational, but it will lead into the next one, which is currently the board's goals are aligned to the LCAP goals, which is the student work that we're doing. Is there anything from this that would make us want to modify where we're at with the board goals? I know that I mean, it seems like with fiscal responsibility, we had one board statement that I thought, so we have provide an environment that promotes strength and support for students' academic and social well-being. That was one of the board statements. Those go with goal 1 and 2 in the LCAP. Then we had board statement, continue to promote district and community partnership, which you just talked about. And really our role in that, your role too, as trustees. And then we've worked really hard on being present in community events and connecting to our community, having community members be part of our Shark Tank, always reaching out to try to get more people involved and really brag about our kiddos and our teachers because there's lots to talk about. I did have a suggestion, which we talked about on the one which says the trustees engage annually to ensure well-maintained facilities.
Oh, that's your committee.
Yeah, which we could absolutely have a board rep on the fit tool, which I think would be great. It says and maintain oversight of the district budget. That I think we do incredibly well. We have really open dialogue on the budget. You guys are really comfortable with that. You can speak to the cycle, the budgetary cycle, what's happening with all of our reserves or not reserves and all that. So lastly, we had the board statement on advancing a challenging and supportive atmosphere for faculty and staff. If you guys recall, because we wrote these in 23, and it was for 23 through 25, like basically till December this year. That was really trying to stretch our teachers to do things outside of their comfort zone. And I think we're seeing that more and more, which is great. Like, for example, volunteering to do different elective courses, the Rock Your School events. People are really stretching themselves to try something new and not necessarily this is how I've always taught it. We have examples of new novels that are being taught in English, even though we have the same English teacher. And that in itself is huge because English teachers are notorious for the books they love to read.
Right.
But, she was reflective on what is a book that would be more engaging to kids nowadays versus a book that maybe she read for the last 15 years. Did a great job in 2 different novels moving forward since last year, which I think has been wonderful. Little things like that, I think is great. Yeah. I mean, we had Taylor Swift math on Friday when the album dropped. And I will tell you, if you asked any middle school, mostly girls, but any middle school girl, half our middle school, they were like, what's your favorite thing about Rock Your School? They were like, math. I mean, who would ever say that? They were like, we did Taylor Swift math. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, those are the things that when we talk about being in a very comfortable but then rigorous environment. So it's comfortable because we're trying to create an environment where you like try something new and it's okay if it fails, right? Just try something new. And it won't be like a gotcha. And we're starting to see that and we're starting to see some good success with it. So I'm not sure if there is anything other than I would love to incorporate the board in the fit tool as that area of anything else we would need to do. And then after we vote on the new structure of the board in January, we'll look at the revision of these and the alignment of it, if that's okay.
Yeah, looks good.
And the benefit inspection, when is that done?
It's formally presented in February because it has to be sent prior to March 1st. So the tool itself, it'll either be December or January when we finish everything on it. And I'll let anyone and everyone know who wants to be part of that.
All right. Hey, consent agenda.
Staff recommends approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Any further discussion? Trustee Castillo.
Aye.
Trustee Ross.
Aye.
Trustee Friend.
Aye.
Trustee Schuler. Trustee Pewitt.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Action session 9.1, AB 1200 approved.
Great. As we talked about, Assembly Bill 1200, which was established when some of us were in high school, some of us were in elementary school probably, but it's actually a really important bill. And I will tell you, in being in various sized districts, it's one of the essential pieces of the county office oversight. So districts have the best intentions in negotiating with their partners. As you guys know, 85% of our budget is spent on things that eat and breathe. And so negotiations can be incredibly costly. And so it is an oversight in which the calculations of the collective bargaining agreement or tentative agreements are sent to the county office, and they basically open our books and make sure that we've thought through and really saw the financial impact of the decisions we made in the negotiations. So I don't take it lightly because this letter and this process became really essential in a previous district I was at that wasn't shared with the board, where they had concerns regarding the negotiations and the funding of that ongoing. And because the board wasn't presented with that, decisions were made, and then later on a reserve less than 1%. But with noted concern that the board was not able to see, wasn't privy to. So it is a really important thing. What they looked at is they looked at our salary. They looked at any modifications of our benefits, which we had a little bit. They looked at representation, which we made an adjustment on, retiree benefits, which was just language change. There was an additional cost in that. Stipend adjustments, hourly wage adjustments, our work year modification, our unit member modification, and the revision of the salary schedule, not just for the teachers union, but knowing our past practice is that upon board approval, the classified members and then the managerial positions also get those kind of perks from the negotiations. And they recommended approval of our negotiations and verified that we did have the funds necessary to move forward with you guys approving the contract. Thanks. Phone a friend? A friend, okay? Okay. Most of that work, though, was able to be created through the Chief Business Officer at the County Office of Education, Erin Asplin, and then, of course, with Jenny's hard work and all of her calculations, which is great. So staff does recommend approval.
So do we approve this letter?
We do. We approve that you're receiving the letter of the AB 1200 and that the district, and we're in agreement that the district is able to fund that based on their verification.
Make a motion to approve.
Any further discussion? Trustee Ross.
Aye.
Trustee Friend.
Aye.
Trustee Schuler.
Aye.
Trustee Pewitt.
Aye.
Trustee Castillo.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
9.2, collective bargaining agreement with the Cayugas Teachers Association 25-26.
So staff does recommend approval of the negotiations and the changes within the negotiations. What you have attached here is the full collective bargaining agreement. And in the document, you have all the yellow highlighted areas that changed. I
like
also have, it just helped you be able to scan at it very quickly. And you also have a summary of those changes. There is a fiscal impact. It said to be added because when this post, we didn't have it. I did want to let you know that was $92,372. I was like, it's 92,300 something. So that is the annual cost of the increase. It would mean that in this one, it's not just the teachers, but again, all employees. So 39 employees receiving a 2.5% increase. and also an increase in the master's degree stipend. That actually does make it similar to the surrounding districts. 1,500 was a very similar or very common, I should say, master stipend, but most districts have increased it to 2,000. It's a nice way to just encourage people to go back for further education. We did look at one modification in benefits that if an employee worked 80% or higher in their full-time equivalency, they would receive the full benefit package. That does only impact one employee currently. And they were receiving 80% of the benefit package already. So it's less than a $1,800 difference, but it can be really beneficial to an individual,
Sure.
obviously. We did clarify that certificated nurses would be included if we had certificated nurses. We currently have a public health nurse and someone with an RN, and she's working on her certificated nursing. And then we cleaned up some retiree benefit language. We adjusted the appropriate stipends that we felt like, and then the hourly wage increased by 3%, which was a nice concession made by the union as they agreed to 2.5 on the salary schedule and a 3% hourly, which I think was very reasonable. We did reduce one day of the calendar. So we were one district. There was one other district in the entire county that had a 186-day calendar for teachers. Everyone else had either 184 or 185. So we reduced it to 185, which means that this Monday, where parents already knew there was no school, it was a previous professional development day. It will be a non-work day for the certificated members already classified unless you're 12-month we're off. But we did, as we talked about, we did increase language around the district's ability to assign professional development throughout the school year. For example, going to another school in the area and being able to see a different third grade. Since we only have one third grade here, or one fourth grade here, or one English language arts teacher, I think it's important to learn from others and find practices within our county. And so that language has now been added, which I know the board also was appreciative of. And salary schedule. So basically the salary schedule for the teachers went up to 2.5%. You'll see that if you were to attend and be at Cayucas Elementary School for 25 years or so, you would have a pretty hefty retirement. We're over $120,000 for that 185-day contract, which is one of the highest in, I think it is the highest in San Luis Obispo County, although Santa Maria and Santa Barbara County is a bit higher for public schools. So that is our negotiations, our 6 months of work in a nutshell. Staff does recommend approval, and I appreciate the board's guidance and support throughout this process. It's been great working with you guys and negotiating on behalf of the board.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Trustee Friend?
Aye.
Trustee Schuler? Trustee Pewitt?
Aye.
Trustee Castillo?
Aye.
Trustee Ross?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, 9.3, 25-26 salary schedule adjustments for classified and management staff.
We have the pleasure of having really, I'm going to go ahead and say it publicly, the most talented classified staff in all of California. We have a ridiculously kind, dedicated, hardworking, smart classified staff members, and it's truly an honor to work with them. I would absolutely recommend that the classified staff receive the 2.5% as well. They are an unrepresented group here, but in no way would I ever want them to feel that they had to, have a union to be fully vetted or to take their voices to be heard. We met with the vast majority of our classified staff today. They were wonderfully pleased with this and always being included and very grateful. We also have 2 other positions. So that would be the current principal salary schedule and the executive assistant. And so in past practice, all received that same 2.5% that the teachers union received. So staff recommends approval of the application of 2.5% for the other members of our team.
We'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Trustee Schuler?
Aye.
Trustee Pewitt?
Aye.
Trustee Castillo.
Aye.
Trustee Ross.
Aye.
And trustee Friend. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, 7.4, reclassification of classified positions.
So, cause you guys know, when I get into like looking at salary schedules and kind of digging in, I always try to look at, is there anything else I'm missing? And what is the opportunity to make things right for the people that we work with, who work directly with kids? And one of those areas was that this one-on-one special education para educator position is a highly demanding job. It is a job that can require toileting. It can require, sometimes physical aggression. It is a 100% on task job. And so its range, I believe, is more appropriate applied at 13. In the past, we've had special ed paras at range 10, which is more similar to just a general ed para. But that position in itself, I think, needs to be placed at a higher range. Additionally, in looking at that, and some of you know this, I really like the book If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, because then if I'm looking at this, continued on and I said, what is going on with the cafeteria assistant position? And it's hard in a district our size because everything's personal. So it's personnel and personal because sometimes it's one person. But we have one position of all our positions that is in this 6 range, which is significantly less than our paraeducator range, which is a 10 range. And I don't see the point of that. I know that this person is 100% reliable within the kitchen area. It actually limits my ability if I had a paraeducator out to move a person into a position because they would be working out of class then because their range is 4 steps lower than that other position. I believe that what they are able to do in assisting students in this area and feeding students in this area, that their appropriate placement is range 10, which would be the same as a general ed paraeducator without a college degree. College degree paraeducators are range 13. And then last but not least, in the spirit of looking at trying to find substitutes, and I should have told you guys, but I will tell you in a second, about I have an update for you guys.
I was wondering about that.
Yes, it's so good. But anyway, in kind of proceeding down the certificated increase of substitutes, I do recommend the range 3 be moved to range 5. When we look at range 3, it's less than most people start at McDonald's. And these would be people working in our classrooms. So not that anything's wrong with McDonald's. And we won't even get close to In-N-Out. I'm not even trying to. But this would give that substitute a little bump in their ability. With that said, it does work because we've had we've had 12 applicants for substitutes since our last increase.
Really?
We've hired 2 that are like really qualified. And we have 2 in the queue again. So of the 12, there's a couple that are like, oh, that person lives 4 states away. Weird. But 12 applicants, 2 have been fully hired. I mean, fingerprinted, vetted, ready to go. So our 2 substitutes have now gone to 4 and we have 2 more in the queue and we got another one today. So it is absolutely working, which is great. So thank you for that.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
It's good to hear.
So staff does recommend approval of these reclassifications and I hope that we can move forward with that and continue to value and support our employees.
I
make
move
a
that we reclassify these classified positions.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Trustee Pewitt?
Aye.
Trustee Castillo?
Aye.
Trustee Ross?
Aye.
Trustee Friend? Aye. Trustee Schuler?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. All right, review of action items, tasking, and calendar. Future agenda item requests. I have one real quick. The Board of Trustees Professional Development Survey that was put out for different board, am I saying this right? Yeah, the different conferences, sorry. The different professional development ideas that were put on. I have 4 of you responding. The one that most seem 100% in favor of attending is the Small School Districts Association Conference. Registration for that to get the discount is by this end of October. So When is that one? that is in March.
And
The
that's
seventh
in
through the tenth,
Sacramento?
that's in Sacramento.
March what?
7th through the 10th. And if we are all in agreement of that one, I will put out who can, email who can actually attend, and we can move forward with booking that, because it'll be.
Yeah, if you're
done close.
pretty close, if you're pretty sure you're gonna attend, it'll be nice to do it prior to the next board meeting, because it's like $200 a person
Right.
different. Yeah.
When's the deadline?
October 31st. Yes,
So it would be, you said March
7th through the 10th.
Yeah, it's a weekend. It
Okay.
starts on the Saturday. The Saturday is not necessary. I will say that. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't cost you more or less if you don't go. They do a mixer so that you're actually in space with all small school district board members and leaders, which is nice. Last year it was at Top Golf in Roseville, so that was kind of interesting. I'd never attended the small schools districts, but it was really more about getting to know other small school districts that are very similar to ours all over the state of California. And then there's a dinner that night. The actual conference, oh no, I think there was one speaker. I take that back. There was one speaker that evening, and then the conference began the next day. So if that Saturday was an issue. The reason they do the weekend is just because in small school districts, we don't have a lot of people to cover for us. And so they try to make the time against, like not going like a Monday through Thursday or something. But
What about, I was gonna ask about the coast to coast. What was the?
Coast to coast, I had one interested, 2 no thank yous, and 1 I would attend if everybody else was attending. So not a whole lot.
and then CSBA was no.
No thank you.
Yeah.
I had 1 I would attend if everybody else was attending. But, oh, yeah, landslide for the small school district.
So we already voted for that. I mean, that's in our budget
Yep,
already,
correct,
right?
yes. So what Mary will do is she'll just proceed to individually email you and then get your for sure, yeah, I've looked at everything, I'm ready to go, I would like you to book it. And the other thing is that the hotels book up quite quickly. But yeah. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
All right.
And then there's some,
Oh, yeah. A reminder, Safety Committee Gretchen is October 22nd. Chris, we have LCAP on November 4th at 8 a.m. And Pete Schuler, we have CCAC meeting November 5th. And that will now be in a new location.
Well, that's what the last meeting, they were talking about that they are gonna start meeting at the Vets Hall. And, she said there wasn't enough time to notify Jen. Anyway, so when I gave my report, I'm like, so is this your official notice that you're done? You know, here? And, Carol Kramer, the president, said, well, let me wait, because there were some other things, loose ends that they have to tie up. So I think their goal is to be down at the Vets Hall by then, but until they make it official with you guys, that's not gonna happen, but that's what they're planning on having their meeting.
I thought they were gonna charge a lot of money.
Yeah, I didn't ask that because I was at the CCAC meeting when Bruce Gibson was talking about different ways that groups could get that down. Like if you went and helped set up for different events and clean up for different events, but I honestly don't see the CCAC people doing that. So I don't know, because they advise the county, maybe, I don't.
Maybe they get a break.
Yeah.
They might, but yeah, it is, the last thing
Service clubs can't, it's just too expensive.
it's expensive.
It's always been the intention that back to the Vets Hall when it was completed,
Right.
that when they approached us to meet here originally, that was always their
Right.
intention, so.
So that's their goal. I mean, it may or may not happen. So until Carol Kramer talks to you,
Okay.
I don't know. So you might be here, you might be down there. Anything else? We are adjourned.